Hi folks, thanks for joining me once again. Today we're looking at the Vandy Vape Swell kit. This is a dual 18650 mod, and along with that you have the ability to control this device from your phone, from the Vandy Vape app. It has some clever anti-loss features as well. Along with that you get the Swell tank, which is very similar to the tank that you get with the Jackaroo. I want to thank eSigClick for sending this over for review. Guys, go check it out. My written review is available and you can read it right now. Let's crack on. And that was the Swell kit by Vandy Vape and of course Tony B. This is a Tony B project. He has been well involved in the creation of this device, this kit. I think he's done a cracking job. Let's start and talk about the tank. Right, the first thing I will say is this is identical almost to the tank that came with the Jackaroo. As you can see, the only real difference is at the top, and you can swap these over, they fit on either tank. Same with the coils that come with the Jackaroo. There was a 0.30 mesh coil that come with the Jackaroo kit. That is compatible with this tank as well. So the styling and the feel of the tank. So at the top you've got a 510 drip tip. You can fit your other 510s on there, not a problem. You've got this anti-clockwise 90-degree turn to fill it. You've got a nice bit of knurling there, so it's quite easy to undo. Although I have found it's quite easy to, not cross-thread it, but you feel it's a bit rough and you have to kind of locate the slots to drop it in to twist it back together. The airflow, just the feel of it is really smooth. It's got enough resistance to it, but it's super smooth, which is, I know, a tiny silly thing to mention, but it is real smooth. They've done a real good job. That airflow adjustment is really easy, really nice. And it doesn't, once it's in position, it doesn't move anyway. Carrying on from that, filling and capacity. This is the 4.5mm bubble glass, and you get the 3mm straight glass as well. Filling's not an issue. Like I say, the only real issue is to do with this top part and unscrewing it and putting it back together. Apart from that, I haven't had any problems with filling it or any leaking or any of those kind of problems. So you get two different coils. You get a triple mesh coil, which is 0.15, and then you get just a single mesh coil, again 0.15. I started off on the triple mesh coil. It was okay. I mean, this is a pretty standard kit tank. It really is. It's the same on the Jackaroo kit. It's a very standard kit tank. I would say it's Vandy Vape's take on the Cerberus, the Geek Vape Cerberus. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm gathered this is the tank they're going to be using in a lot of their kits from now on. Obviously, they've used it with the Jackaroo. They're using it again now with the Swell kit. It performs pretty well, and the coils are okay. The single mesh coil, in my opinion, has performed better, lasted longer, a little bit better on flavour and everything else like that. Speaking of flavour, let's give it a little bash. Now, I have the 0.15 single mesh coil in here, 80 watts. Let's give it a little bash, shall we? Vaper for days. And like I say, the flavour is pretty good. It is better on the single mesh coil as opposed to the triple mesh coil. And I've generally had the airflow wide open. Airflow wide open, it's fine. As you can hear, it's a little bit noisy. I'll turn it down halfway. You tell me the difference. So it does bring the sound level down a bit, but generally I haven't had a problem with it wide open. Just a bit loud. Not whistly, not turbulent, none of that. Just a bit noisy, that's all. Maintenance, I haven't had anything to complain about with regards to maintenance, with maintaining this tank. Everything goes together nicely. Everything comes apart real well. You do have, which is the other difference to the Jackaroo tank, is you have a silicone ring on the top here and on the bottom. And you might have seen, if you go back and watch on the download, when I took the 3mm glass off and put the bubble glass on, I actually didn't put that O-ring back in place at the bottom of this tank. So I did get a leak. Obviously, once I realised my mistake and I put the O-ring back in, I didn't have a problem. So just keep an eye on that, because that O-ring was stuck to the straight glass and you do have to kind of peel it off gently. But apart from that, maintenance-wise, there's not a problem. So let's talk about the real star of the show, and it is this mod, the Swell mod. Styling and feel, first of all. Okay, it's dual 18650, so it's a fairly standard box mod kind of style. But it's real sturdy. Now, it's really lightweight, super lightweight. Even with batteries in, it's really light compared to any other of the other dual 18650 mods that I've used and owned and tried. This is by far the lightest, especially obviously once you take the panels off and the batteries out. It's super lightweight. These resin panels, and there are resin panels and G10 panels, they come off and clip in lovely. Once they're in, they just need a little press. They're kind of like magnetic, but with a press fit as well, just to keep them in snug, and they are in there really snug, really tight. Haven't fallen out, haven't had any problems like that. The buttons are nice and clicky, and the display I will talk about shortly. So carrying on, we're talking about the batteries and the battery life. Now, this is an updated version of the Vandy chip, and I don't know if it's me, but this is a super efficient mod. It really is. I've usually day-to-day vape at around 75 watts, two 18650 batteries, and I get less than a day out of them in most cases with the amount of I vape. With this, however, this has been going strong into the night if I wanted to. I'm usually finding by the end of the day I've still got about 15 to 20% battery life left. So although we're maybe not seeing the advancement in batteries that we would like, we're certainly seeing an advancement in the efficiency of the chips, and they're making the most of those batteries. I'm not sure how they've done it. Obviously, I've been vaping at 80 to 85 watts with this coil, and yeah, the battery's just going and going and going. I'm not sure. I can't find enough information about that updated Vandy chip and whether there is more battery efficiency to it or whether it's just one of those things. But this is a new chip. This is a waterproof chip as well. So if, of course, it's not if the batteries are in it, but if for whatever reason you drop this into water, Yes, you're going to lose the tank. Yes, you're going to kill the batteries. But the mod itself, the fact that it's an IP67 mod, the chip is completely watertight. Even with the USB port, just blow that out, of course, the mod's going to be absolutely fine, which is an absolutely cracking idea. And yeah, it's not quite as far as the Aegis Legend and the Jackaroo kit have gone with being dustproof and shockproof and all that. But for durability, it's a cracking idea. So display. Now the display is probably blurry because it is that bright. Even when I turn the brightness down, it's a lovely, bright, clear screen. It really is. Everything's on there. The menu, we'll talk about the menu. Press and hold these two buttons here. Now you've seen this down below, and it brings up your menu options, and they're all clear, they're all easy. If you want more information on how to control this device and how to change everything, go and have a quick read my written review. All the information is on there. So what I'm going to do now is quickly show you how the app works. Now, the Vandy Vape app, which is now available on the Play Store, and I believe it's on its way for Apple devices, but I can't confirm if it's actually out now. Now, I was originally on the beta version, but this does seem to be on the Play Store now for everyone to download. So if you're getting this device, then crack on. So let's get the app out, and I'm going to show you a couple of clever features. So if we open the Vandy Vape app up, first thing you're going to see is the front screen, which is just going to do some advertising and whatnot, and you can scroll through them. The second one is where you can locate the nearest shop. Now, I have tried this, and because this is still a new version, if I just, for example, put in London, no, London, oh, see, not quite working right. So they've got some work to do on that. Of course, hopefully by the time this is in the shops, this nearby store idea will work, and you'll be able to find the nearest place to pick up the Swell kit or any other Vandy Vape products. Onto the third tab, My Device. This is where you can add your device. If you press on the plus at the top, not that, press on the plus at the top, you can show or see what devices are available. Of course, at the minute, you've just really got the Swell kit. So you tap on that, it finds your device, and it links up super quick. It is really simple. Once you've done that, you'll see you come up with your main screen. Tap on this little tab here, and it will link to the phone and to the mod, and you'll see a tiny little phone symbol on the top of the mod. That means you're linked, that means you're connected. Carrying on from there, find my device or find device. This is a really great idea, and it has actually saved me. I'll put a little screenshot up somewhere of what happens if you leave this mod unattended. If you leave it somewhere and you drive off, which happened to me. I was at a little family gathering and I left my mod at the house I was at. I left and my phone started pinging. You've left your mod behind. Absolutely brilliant idea, and it has worked. It was excellent. The missus wasn't quite happy that we had to turn around, but anyway, it worked really well. Along with that, if you got it on you, or you've got it in this lost down the side of the sofa, you've got this anti-loss function. You literally press this red button, and it'll beep. Nice and handy. Now, the good thing about that is you can change the anti-loss time, so it's how long it'll beep for. So you just tap on that, and you can adjust how long that is going to beep for. You can cancel that noise, of course, by pressing this, or you can tap it on the app itself. Excellent idea. It's a brilliant idea. Maybe it's a little bit gimmicky, but I personally have found it helped me in one time out of the last 2 weeks, but it was still very handy. Okay, go back to the main menu and go to control. Now, this is where it's fun for me. This is the geeky side of this mod. As you can see on the screen, you probably can't see very well here, but I'm on 84 watts. This is how fast it is. I'm going to try and show you. I'm going to adjust it up. Bang. See that? It's almost instant. Now that Bluetooth enablement is really quick. And of course on the control you can go through power, you can set different curves, you can do whatever you want with how you like to vape. And of course up here you can change the temperature, stainless steel, nickel, titanium, and you can do voltage as well. And everything's displayed on that screen. If I go back to control, everything's there, your battery life, how many puffs you've had, the resistance of the coil, and it also does work with other RDAs, tanks, mods, whatever you want to use. If it's on this Swell kit, you can adjust that power from the app. It's cracking. You might not use it all the time, but I've found it's been quite helpful at times. It's even just to play around. If you like playing around with curve and that kind of thing, you can really make whatever curve you want, however you like. And the last thing on there is just kind of your information. Of course, mine says FlatCap Vaper, and you also get messages and things like that. If you have a problem with the device, you can go to after sales service and you can send them a message and they will get back to you, hopefully. That's about it for the app. So let's close that down, leave that to one side. Right, that's pretty much everything with this device. What are my final thoughts? I mean, let's forget about the tank, because the tank is just a standard kit tank. It does a good job. Flavour and vape production is great. The coils are pretty durable. They do last really well. Not a fan of a 510 drip tip. Not a fan of this top fill where you have to twist it 90 degrees. Just why is it just not just a slide or a flip or something else? I just don't like it. It just always feels rough when you're putting it back together. The mod. Let's get the fun stuff out of the way. The app is a clever idea. The anti-loss functions are really good. They really do work. They really have been excellent and helpful for me. The control, being able to control the device and up your wattage and do what you want, maybe a bit of a gimmick, maybe a bit silly, but you can, obviously, if you're into your curve, you can adjust it. So it's quite handy. It's easier to change your curve settings on the app as opposed to on the device itself. The panels click in beautifully. The mod feels good in the hand. It's super lightweight. The screen is nice and bright. The menu options are very easy to navigate. Everything is on the screen, all the information you want. It's a brilliant mod, and I think it's going to be a very sturdy, very tough, very long-lasting mod. It might not have the same dustproof and shockproof features as the Jackaroo kit, so you can't chuck it around quite as easily, but it's still a great little mod. And there's also going to be G10 panels along with the resin panel that I got. There are G10 panels, so if you want something that's maybe a little bit more hardware in, check out those resin panels. They might be a better option for you. Well, I hope that's helpful, guys. If it was, hit the like button or subscribe if you fancy it. And of course, you can see my latest review here and a random one there. I really want to thank EC Click for sending this over for review. I'm FlatCap Vaper. Thanks for watching.